Don't look under the internet.
Ugly. Go! Power Rangers Turbo, go! Power Rangers. I've been on. You know what? I'm going to save it for the beginning of the episode because it is
That's whenever you want it to be, my
favorite
guy.
thing to do right now. Oh, you already hit. Oh, he's been recording for a minute and a half now.
It's almost 2 minutes.
Almost
yeah.
2 minutes. By golly, Willikers.
That's fine.
Mood, are you recording?
Oh, I
Thoughts and
sure am.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey there. Welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet.
Now that he knows it's recording, now
Oh.
it's showtime.
Oh, heck. Oh, heck. We got Jason over there.
No, we don't.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, we do.
Shit, sorry.
We got Moot over there.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, eh?
And then there's a Doug.
Hey, I rode my moose in at work.
That's right. You do too, eh? Did you get the proper parking for that? It's me. I'm John Connor. Not the Connor that you think. I'm John Connor from the Roseanne show that she got murdered on. They're in the show Connors now. Is his name John? Is it John?
I don't fucking
know.
know. I know
watch
who
it.
John Connor
I don't
is.
watch that show,
Canadian
so
Mario.
Yeah. Oh, Canadian.
it's a me, eh?
Oh, it's a me, eh, Mario. I'm here to save Princess Peach from the Poutine Dragon.
Poutine Lizard.
This is a internet horror comedy
I'm
thriller.
so proud of him. Can I just say I'm
He's
so
learning.
fucking proud of you.
He's evolving.
Too tired.
He just doesn't want the backlash that will come from like fucking it up on purpose.
No, I fuck it up on purpose all day, every day. You know what I don't fuck up all day, every day is the Zuludi
Clapping
House
above your head.
keeping. We got two cutie pies that I want to shout out today.
Mm.
The first cutie pie is Kit Calavera. Kit Calavera 09.
It sounds like your first attempt at a language that
Kit
you don't know.
Calavera 09. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. But then the next one is The Real Console, which I'm pretty sure follows us on either Instagram or Twitter as well.
Well, welcome.
Those are our two beautiful people of the week. So kisses to you and yours. And if you want to have me kiss the microphone for your name, you can go to patreon.com/deludipod and I will do that for you and your name. Before we start on our topic today, I just want to say I have been in a hole. I went down a rabbit hole of just getting into Transformers and Power Rangers for some fucking reason.
Okay.
I don't know where the obsession came from.
You're a little late to the
I
party
know.
there, man.
I know. I don't know where the obsession came from, but as of late, I'm just yeah, let's see what this Megazord's all about.
You had to get into that craze after the Green Ranger died?
I know. Well, I started
Mine
reading.
doesn't know what decade he's in. Just like
I s-
our founder
fucking
today doesn't know what
apparently.
decade
I
he's
started
in.
reading a thing where there's a script out there with Jason David Frank, and it's called The Legend of the White Dragon or something, and it was this Power Rangers-esque movie, and it's the last thing he did, and the guy's yeah, we're gonna finish the production on this bad boy, get it out in his honor, and I'm I'm all about it. Let's fucking go, my guy.
Let's fucking go, boys.
And then somehow Optimus Prime ended up in there, and then I was oh, the Maximals and the fucking Terracon. What are
no.
Predacons.
Predacons, yep.
And then because I saw the trailer for the new one, no Waspinator. Not a single
What?
Waspinator, so a little upset because you don't hear him going, Waspinator.
I know.
Like he's going to blow a fucking fuse.
He sounds like Krang. If Krang had actual power.
I could not get into Transformers for any reason.
But they're
Just
robots in
Transformers,
disguise.
Robots in disguise.
Love me a good Gundam. Can't get into
I need to
See,
get
but
Transformers.
those aren't robots in disguise. Those are just robots.
Those are
No.
robots
They're not robots. Though.
in.
Gundam?
They're just
Yeah.
in. They're not in anything.
I guess they're not.
mobile
They're,
suits.
they're mobile
They're not
suits.
robots because they don't move on their own.
Correct.
Truth.
Wait, what? Oh,
They
is that
move
what
only
constitutes
after
a,
input is given.
They're piloted.
is that what constitutes a robot? It has
Yeah.
to move on its own?
If you get inside Optimus Prime, you're making love to him.
I'll tell you right now, this topic is super surreal to me.
God,
It's
Jesus,
opening up
man.
a lot.
they're just so abrasively blunt. Like it's like I'm being beat over the head with a 2x4
Or a bird scooter.
or a bird
Yeah,
scooter.
I'm
I
beating you in the
guess.
head
Like,
with a
just
bird
swinging 'em
scooter.
around.
It's just a surreal time over here, boys and
Is
girls.
it?
Yes, and that might have to do with what our topic is today. Today we're covering what I would
58.
yeah, we're covering what I would call a unique
New York.
analog horror. It is the Surreal broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
I found this one. I didn't create it.
this one.
Yeah.
I found that one.
Just mine.
Michael Scott.
I found this one.
Can we get a boo?
And I found this guy, and I thought it was pretty interesting. It had some really great ideas. And it had some really great ideas. And I thought it was worth looking into and giving it just the most modest of mentions. So where do we inevitably start, if not from the beginnings?
Los beginning.
Los beginningos. So 2 years ago is when this first started coming out. So this is a relatively fresh one, which is one of the main reasons I want to look at it because, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, most, if not...
You did ask for this.
Most, if not all, of the analog horrors we covered have been out for quite a while already. We certainly
Yeah.
are not the first to cover it. We won't be the last. But none
My
of
God,
them
I
are
hope not.
fairly newer. This one, at least, is still going on. You know, the last upload was a teaser.
Yeah,
From
the
a year
finale
ago.
trailer.
Teaser that came out a year ago.
Yeah, so in theory, it's still going on.
We guess.
Yes. Also, right before I get into this, everyone go check out Matt's music on his YouTube channel, IR Moot. He has two covers on there, and they're really beautiful.
Hell yeah.
It's not my music.
No, it's not his music,
It is,
but it's your cover. And don't let them take that away from you.
I suppose.
It's your cover. But it really beautifully done.
You're the Weird Al of our
Of Tool.
generation.
I'm gonna
Weird Al
write
Tool.
parodies of music that is about analog horror.
Oh, there you go. That'd be
Stay tuned
cool.
for that.
Okay.
But
I'm not gonna do that.
so 2 years ago on a rainy day, you got the first upload from the Surreal broadcast. The title of that video was Orane?
Arani.
Yep. Enai.
Pinai? I think that's how you say
It's
it.
the root
Arani.
word for spider.
Orane 1991. And yes, it is the root word for spider. Guess what the topic is about?
Oh boy.
The polar ice caps melting. Yes.
Yeah.
So, roots.
Roots.
So this is kind of like one of those like old fashioned, like you've seen in all these analog horrors. It's like the old fashioned like blue screens, things like that come up with the prompts.
Yeah.
So this tape,
Sure is.
this tape belongs to the Berksout Community School. It's a video all about spider facts.
Where's Berksout?
Berksout is, I believe, in is it Maine or Massachusetts?
Maine.
It's Maine.
Maine.
I got
You
get
can't even
confused.
say Massachusetts. So it's
Massachusetts.
probably not that.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
You see that meme where it's like, this guy did me bad. I won't say his name, but it starts with J and rhymes with a state. And someone's like, you leave my boy Massachusetts alone. I fucking love it.
But yeah, this one, it takes place in the
Maine.
Berksout County
In
in
Maine.
Maine.
Florida.
Mainly,
Not Massachusetts.
no, not
Even size
Massachusetts.
media center.
Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking of all the states with a J in front of it.
Georgia. Illinois.
This is Doug's focus for the episode.
But it's just a bunch of spider facts. You learn about things like the house spider. You learn about tarantulas. They're really cool. They're
No,
one of the
they're
bigger
not.
spiders.
No,
And
they're
then-
not.
Then you learn about the thing.
The Thing is cool. I love The Thing.
Thing.
John Carpenter's a badass.
This isn't that thing though.
Oh.
This is thing.
Well, then why are we talking about it?
Because thing is aggressive.
Oh.
It hunts at night. I'm talking the hand from the Addams Family.
I just watched all of that, by the way.
I hear it's good.
It's all right.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Nice.
It can produce.
It is a show.
It is a show. It has it has episodes, and it's watchable. Go ahead, Mike.
Nice.
Great.
So, thing produces noises that causes hallucinations. It can get up to 1 to 3 meters tall.
Oh,
If
that's
you
not
get
okay.
bitten- If you get bitten, a hospital is useless. Isolate yourself in a room with any flammable liquid and a lighter. And let it burn, baby. Let it burn.
If you get bit, set yourself on fucking fire. We don't want to pay for your fucking healthcare with our tax dollars.
Honestly,
so just,
it do be like that. It's the equivalent of when the horse breaks its leg, just shoot it.
shoot it. Yeah. Fuck trying to fix this problem.
Bit by a spider. Don't know what to tell you. Here's the aerosol. Here's the lighter.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The gas station's up that way. Go get yourself a gallon.
You get to live with fucking, some weird cancer for 40 years and then
The next video is Radio 1987. And this is a welcome video to the WXVC. Wait. Welcome to WXVC radio station productions. You got to give it that like radio noise. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's Crazy Ira and the dude.
The douche.
we need fart noises on the soundboard.
See, I could not bring myself
Yeah.
to do that.
I will leave the goddamn show if a fart noise is on this thingy.
You got how many spoons are in your ass, but you don't have fart
Yeah.
noises?
How many spoons did you stick in your ass?
Exactly.
That's just funny, Moot. That's why.
I couldn't leave that just in the ether. I
Wait,
had to
where's the
fucking
one?
put that
Where's
somewhere.
The one?
Patreon.com/theludypod.
Which one?
More of that.
No, oh, it was right there.
Check out
Come on.
our Facebook
No, no,
where
right
we
now.
don't post much.
Not right now. I'll let you know when.
Okay.
Anyway, welcome.
Okay.
This is a WXVC radio station production. It's of another video. This video tells you about basically how radio waves work. How certain signals can be broadcasted through these radio waves that are picked up by receivers.
Do they potentially talk about how magnets work? I've been wondering for a while now.
They don't get into that.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
Miracles.
Miracles.
Powered
But
by miracles and Cool Whip.
as we start learning more about how radios work, cuts to black. And now we see a top secret video that was given to us by the WXVC radio station.
Yes, classified by a radio station. The highest tier of secrecy.
on the date of
Redacted.
a frequency was bouncing around Berksalt that caused strange images to appear that caused paranoia, fear, and anxiety. And it mentions in the tape, if that frequency interrupts this transmission, stop it immediately. We then get a sample of what that frequency sounds like. Do you guys want me to play it?
I would love that.
Okay.
Actually.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, Doug has rule over this,
Wait,
I
what?
guess.
No, I think that's good. I think we should
Okay.
at least play this this
you can
noise
hear
you're not
it.
supposed to hear for as many
No,
people
it's
as
okay.
humanly possible.
They kept out the hallucination bit.
Who's they?
You'll hear.
Also, what are you
Okay.
supposed to stop? Are you supposed to stop the frequency or the transmission?
You're supposed to stop listening to this tape if the frequency interrupts this tape.
Oh, okay.
That was my understanding of it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Let's be real. Sometimes understanding is something that you come up with yourself. Anyway, let's listen to it.
Okay.
Dang.
That was fun. That was a fun little noise.
Took a shit that made that noise once.
Wowie zowie.
Whoa.
Whoa. No, what is that? Why are you holding
I don't know. I found it.
that? Okay.
That was a weird noise, wasn't it? Moot, you're a musician, man.
There
What
are
did-
4 plugged in.
What did you think of that sound?
Gotcha. Okay.
That sound, I thought that sound was pretty mundane.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
I've got like this weird tickle like in the back of my brain.
I'm already seeing
I thought you were
images.
going to say ass because I feel that, but
Well, that's the I can't. It might be there. I can't tell. It's either my brain or my ass. They're very close together.
when it's the feeling of when your butt clit gets touched.
Anyway, so
No.
Mike's uncomfy.
we get a
Dookie Dangler.
The Dookie Dangler, yes.
after we get
Dookie Doodle Dandy.
after we get we hear that sound, that weird, crazy,
The weird sound that we played, not the
not the Dookie Dangler. We get a message talking about these experiments that were going on. The following experiments were recorded in
Redacted.
You never know. We get a video of a CRTV on a desk, and it's just hanging out. It's in a desk. What looks like a classroom because it's got like the alphabet behind it and
Walls.
stuff, and walls. Yeah.
It's got like
It's got walls. Part 2 of this experiment, we notice that it's all dark, and the like all the lights are off, and the TV. We just notice the TV's sitting there and it turns on by itself. And then we get notes that talk about how abnormalities have been detected. We have contact.
Ooh.
Yeah. Part
Wow.
3, the room is pitch black and the TV is on. The words, "I know what you did," are inside the static of the TV, and a hand comes up on the TV. There are notes to this that say, "Do not run away from your sins."
Mm.
Spooky toopy.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
But what if I want to?
You can try, but you can't. Because
Oh.
your sins backwards
They're
are
fast.
snis. Snis. The next video. The next video is called "Unusual Tour Guide from 1989 to 1991." Good years. One. I think one of you guys were born one of those years, yeah?
Good year.
Yeah, there we go.
Not me.
Okay, dope.
I'm an 80s baby.
Yeah, 89?
Yep.
I just said 89 or 91, and you were like, nope.
Oh,
That's both of us then.
Yeah.
It is both of
Oh
us.
my god, this video is about you.
It's about Doug and I.
So this video is
Do you remember this?
I do.
Cool.
I remember 89 specifically.
Right. Being born in 91, that's just so close.
It's like
fresh.
just in my backyard
I
of
haven't-
knowledge.
drink.
Was it in fact surreal?
It was
It was
the
surreal
most
memory banks.
surreal broadcast.
I haven't drank alcohol on the show in the past 2-3 weeks now.
Why not?
And you guys are making me drink pretty heavy this time around.
Yeah, I also haven't, and
Good.
tonight is my night to shine.
There you go. I don't work tomorrow, so I'm letting myself go. So in this video, you notice that it is a video from a tour group called Sunprise or Sunsprise, which is pretty fun, like surprise, but with the sun in it.
Sun prize.
Sunsprise. It's an ad for Berksalt Forest. Basically, it gives a bunch of information on some of the hotels in the area. You get some like the Pinnachub Motel and the Berksalt Motel. But just remember, never leave your hotel after 12 a.m.
Don't
And
do it.
do not turn on the
Feed
TV
or
after.
water it.
Is it like every minute of the day after 12 a.m.?
Oh.
Oh, you're getting real existential on me.
So
It's like that bit where it's like no parking after 5 a.m. Every time it's
Every
after 5 a.m.
I think you just debunked the Gremlins movies.
I'm a gremlin.
I think you just debunked U.S. law when it regards to parking on streets as well, by the way.
also do the.
Does that mean I can just rock up and park my shit wherever I want?
I guess.
You'll
I
just
mean-
have to make some court appearances and give that same exact statement to them.
Yeah.
Also, if I
I
were
want to argue semantics with the judge. I'm sure that'll go great.
if I were your lawyer, I would. That's the defense that I would go with, and I would not let up. I
So
would
you-
not accept any less.
Always use the Chewbacca defense.
Always also don't leave your hotel at 12 a.m. or turn
right.
your TV on after 12 a.m. as well. Don't do it. Bad for you. But hey, you know what else is great? Conwin Cove Lake. You can go fishing there. Isn't that fun? There's also a greenhouse. It's a green. What's it called? Green. I didn't write it down because I'm an idiot. Green is named after.
Green shine.
Thank you, Green Shine.
they really drill that one in.
It's,
They really
green,
do.
Green Shine Greenhouse. It's in the middle of the forest, along with an observation tower. You can go to the observation tower and you can look at it. But then we start to glitch up a little bit, and then we're at this VHS footage of the open sky on a nice January 2nd of 1991. And then it glitches back. And we're learning now about campsites. Do you want to go camping? Well, there's safety things that you should follow. There's a couple safety rules. But first, let's cut back to this VHS footage that I want to tell you guys about. It's the same
Is it
date.
top secret and given by that
It's
person?
not any of those
okay.
things, but it is taking place on the same day, just at nighttime now. And we're at that watchtower from the video that I'm talking about. Wah!
Weird.
But the weird thing is, something is glowing.
It's almost like a flashlight's up there.
Yeah, it's like glowing on the watchtower. It's like a little flashy light boy.
Is it a
Just kind of peering
car?
down. It might be a where car.
where car?
It climbed up the tower and it's just hanging out there. But enough of that. We're back to the safety tips. So just to let you guys know, the east side of the forest is fenced off because of all the dangerous animals and fauna that can be out in that area. Stay at least 200 feet away from that fence. You
Is
do
it
not
200
wanna-
feet?
Yeah.
Or is it meters?
Feet?
Oh, I thought it was meters, which is like 600 feet,
I don't know.
which is a huge distance to
yeah,
stay away from
I
a fence.
think it's 200 feet.
Like 900.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more than that.
I thought it was in meters, but if it's in feet, that makes more sense.
Yeah, here's another thing though. These safety tips include things like if you hear weird shit, call the authorities. Let a park ranger or someone help you out. Also, check the time. If it's past 12 a.m., your ass has to hide, man. Get low to the ground.
Start digging.
Shh. Listen. Shh. Shit all over. Shh. Hide. Get the fuck out of here. You gotta get out of here.
I love that Matt's just watching what's happening over here. It's just like,
I'm
what?
watching Doug's face.
I wish we had cameras for everyone else.
I know. We need to get another one.
do too.
So then we cut back to more footage of the radio station, and there is like the radio, like the beacon. There's like a red light, and then it just starts like going off like bananas. And now we're back to more safety tips. Now here's the weird thing: if you start to hear strange sounds, you should cover your ears. Reason being is that we still don't understand the full capacity that these sounds have on human beings. So better
So-
be safe than sorry.
So now I gotta dig a hole and cover my ears and what
Basically, pull an ostrich and
Front
just
lawn.
front lawn.
Face down,
Face
feet
down.
together.
Ass up. That's the way I like to yuck.
Yuck.
So there's another thing that you want to look out for.
Gosh.
And that's the webs.
Well, yeah.
Webs are a thing. Look out for the webs. You don't want webs.
The
Also,
interwebs.
if you
World Wide Web.
World Wide Web.
Don't go there.
If you find any clothes lying around, like just scattered around the forest area,
Yule cat.
oh my god, that's funny.
That's a Yule cat.
It's not necessarily the Yule cat this time around. You'll wish it was.
You will wish it was.
but if you
You'll
find-
wish it
Patreon.com.
was.
If
That's
you
what they call
find these clothes just kind of lying around, you're in big trouble. And not only are you in big trouble if you
I mean,
see
you'll
clothes
be warmer.
for a few minutes, because soon after you may start to see eyes in the dark. And if you do, that means they found you. And if you see these eyes in the dark, it's okay. You're fine. And we then cut to the
What?
VHS footage of eyes peering all around in the area. And then the person dies.
Oh,
If you see
I
eyes,
thought you said
that
they'd be
means-
fine.
No, well, spoiler, you're not.
Spoilers, I fucking lied.
I'm a known liar. So the next video is called Tales of Berksalt 1988. And this is another tape from the Berksalt Community School. This one is actually sponsored by Leica Home Videos, though.
Leica.
And it's very 80s
Leica?
looking.
I hardly know her.
Nope, we're
Ah.
going to bring past that. We learn about Berksalt's history. From the years of 1880 to 1921, this was more of like a farmer's town.
When was according to this video, when was the town founded?
1880?
Nope. It was, so if you watch the video, it says it was founded in the years between 1880 and 1921.
Oh.
Normally, towns get founded in 1 year.
What do you
And
know?
they say that year.
No.
Well,
What do
you
know?
see, there's a lot of arguments that are up in the air. Whether or not they know or not is the real question.
So this is just your average everyday farming town here in what is obviously Maine.
I'm just a
You can-
bird lawyer.
I'm just a bird lawyer. So it goes on to mention how these farmers found something in the forest that is not suitable for weak minds. Now, our next little tale from Brooksout is the adventures of little Jimmy.
Oh,
He's here. Little Jimmy made it.
who's little Jimmy?
Little Jimmy. It tells the tale about little Jimmy, a little boy who went to play in the forest, even though he knew a storm was a brewing. And what did you know it? Jimmy Dunn got lost in the woods because he's a dingus and just can't follow a trail. And you know what Dad always says? Dad always says, never leave the house during a storm. Something bad will happen. And Jimmy left anyway because he's irresponsible and he's little.
What an idiot.
Yeah. Jimmy then
What
saw...
a fucking moron. God.
Yeah. Jimmy gets what he deserves.
Again,
Jimmy gets his just
here at the
desserts.
Ludi Pod,
We do not condone children except for Mike's.
2/3 of... Matt, what's your stance on kids?
Don't like them. Sticky. Loud.
One
And you know what?
sticky.
For all
one-
the parents out there, you're doing a service.
1/4 of Diluti is okay with the children. So, while Jimmy got lost in the woods, he came across the watchtower and figured he'd be safe there staying the night. Jimmy then, as he makes his way to the watchtower, gets lost and he stumbles across a hole in the ground. That's the story of little Jimmy and his
That's
adventure.
the whole thing? Wow.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
It doesn't really tell you what happens to Jimmy, although it's alluded to that something takes him into the deep.
Into the deep.
The deep. The next story is the next story is called
Jared from Subway.
Jesus Christ.
He just crawls out of a hole in the forest floor.
Eat fresh,
man.
Jimmy. Eat fresh.
I got a nice foot-long tuna for you,
That's
little
what I was
Jimmy.
gonna say. In the distance,
Oh,
through
man.
the woods, you just hear.
You want to see my giant pants?
I got a rock spot. Got a tuna fish sandwich for you.
Are you guys ready for the next crazy
Yes.
story?
Sorry,
I have
yes.
never been more ready in
This
my
one
life.
is called The Wacky TV. Whoa.
Whoa.
So wacky. So TV. In the Berkshire Community School,
Wow.
Such a Buick thing.
a teacher left a class unattended and advised them not to look at the TV during the storm. And the video that we get is the video that I mentioned before. It is that TV from the video that was mentioned before, and I think episode 2. The teacher hears all the kids screaming from the TV. Teacher goes back to unplug the TV, but nothing happens. A school counselor was walking down the hallway, and they saw, looked inside, and they heard all the screaming, and they saw the teacher and the children just convulsing on the floor.
Those are my
Probably 'cause
those,
they looked at the TV.
That
those
is
are my
a-
favorite days when I was in school.
Just
was
having a
convulsion
stroke with
day.
everyone.
Convulsion day.
Really rare that the teacher let us do those, but
Did they put everybody with epilepsy in the same class
they did actually.
just for pure entertainment?
Guys, watch this.
There was a big thunderstorm outside, and it was just so happened to be the day that all the epileptic kids were in the same room.
It's rave day at the epileptic school.
Story number 3.
Today we're going over early 90s techno, kids.
Who does everyone? Were you a candy raver as a kid?
No, yes, I was a candy raver as a child.
I knew it. The last video
As a 2-year-old
or
child, I did.
story, not video. The last story is our savior. Basically, it's a meteor that in 1921 lands in the forest and it starts to glow green, and that's really all we get. You get comments,
shines and it's green.
and it's ours.
And it's ours.
It's our green.
You get this text that comes up and it says, "The thing came, and in its womb,
Same.
it carries the devil's daughter." Ooh. My last video, and I don't think we mentioned this, but this is broken into seasons. There's 3 seasons. I go over
East.
season 1.
Matt,
Matt has season 2. Jason has season 3.
you're doing great, man.
I really got it. So I covered all of season
Amazing.
1. This
Yep.
is the last video of season 1, and it's called the 1989 incident. And it's an ad for camping gear. It's like, whoa, sale, 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 get a tent, idiot. And then an alert comes up, one of those like weather alerts.
The EAS.
Yeah, and it's like someone has been taken to hospital and has been having strange symptoms from an animal bite. If you see some weird shit, let the police know about it. They'll take care of that.
Did you say a manimal bite?
A manimal bite.
Danimals, bite.
The comic character Manimal bites you.
Manimal.
Yes. But soon after this, we get yet another warning message, and this is more like that storm warning one where it's like,
Oh, that's the EAS. That's right.
Oh,
Okay.
that's the one. The only one I was talking about was like the ticker, like on the top.
yeah,
of,
the little weather ticker.
Yeah, yeah. This.
I don't understand.
This
Everybody laughing.
this
I
weather
almost missed
warning.
that.
This weather warning. It's a blue warning, boys.
Whoa.
It's for Berkstout, Greatfields, and Groove Cross. So look out, you three. Stay indoors and do
Tom
not
Skilling.
and do not investigate any noises coming from outside. Do not panic. There is nothing there. Forget. We then cut to footage of the morning sky, and it's got a bunch of sirens going off. And then it glitches out, and we're back to another warning screen. Shit, this is a purple warning. Way worse than blue. The audio's all kind of fucky.
You're not wrong.
And it tells you to remain indoors. Do not look outside. Police are approved to exterminate anyone on the streets at this time.
What?
Yeah, they're just going around just baka, 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 anyone they come across on the streets.
I love that that's the phrasing they use. They are approved to exterminate anybody they see fit.
We then get footage of someone driving at night while getting the warning from I mentioned. And on the bottom of the screen, it mentions 24 people confirmed dead, 6 police, and 12 civils.
Yeah,
Yep, 20,
they do.
total of 24 people.
Yeah, that adds up.
Well, one grand total of 24.
Don't look too deep into it because then we get another warning. Wah, 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 whoa, whoa, that's crazy. And this time it's being broadcasted from the hospital. There is something wrong with they. Their eyes are indescribable. The situation is out of control. Please help us. Something waked up in the forest. Our savior is angry. Finally, we end on footage of like this VHS tape footage of these giant ass spiders. I'm talking like
yeah, nope,
70 feet tall.
Yep, nope.
And there are sirens going off all over, and there's text saying, "They came. They are coming from the forest." And then it's like they got like their eyes are like 3 dots.
Yeah,
like bowling pin holes, kind of.
Bowling ball
or bowling ball holes. And
yes,
it's like 10 spiders, and they're huge. And that's the end of season 1.
Season 1. So we're dealing with some fucking large spiders.
And grammatical errors.
I hate this.
Yeah, crazy.
I waked up
The
today,
two things I hate most.
and I thought long and
Would you
hard.
consider yourself a civil?
I would consider myself a civil. one civil.
one civil plus 1 police equals 7.
It's new math.
So,
Don't ask me how I got there.
Moot, tell us a bit
Yeah.
about season 2.
So season 2 starts with a video from 1959
Good year.
called "The
Tootsie
Cursed
Rolls were
Days."
invented then.
That's when Tootsie Rolls were
Yeah,
invented.
that's exactly right. It's called "The Cursed Days" or "The Cursed Days" if you want to be cool.
You want to be not a fucking loser.
Basically, yeah, it's basically a spliced together home movie from some dude who lives out in the forest, and it starts with a shot of like the trees in the forest at night, and we get this in sort of like a log format. So we start off with day 1, which is January 15th, 1959, and it says that every night at midnight, since I moved into my father's house, this sound echoes through the forest. I will register everything about this sound in a video, and I will try to find its origin. And it's sort of like a booping sound that kind of sounds like a radar.
Did you hear
Hear
that?
it in the background.
Did you hear that? It was like a duh.
Was it a dookie?
Maybe.
Was it a fat dookie? God damn it.
Yeah, it was a fat
It's my
shit.
dookie dangling.
Jesus.
And then it skips day 2, and we go to day 3, and it says the sound came back. They caught something on camera. Like the person caught something on their camera. It seems like it's a light in the distance. It's a shining light. It isn't a car because there are no roads in the forest. And the person says they're going to come back tomorrow and investigate. Day 4, January 19th. They encountered something strange in the fields. There was a cop, and he told them that a man disappeared nearby, and he told them to call if they find anything suspicious. Day 7, January 22nd. Today I woke up to be pleasured with a vision straight up from hell. Picture of a small log cabin. The person says all the trees around their house were covered in webs, and they note that a spider would not have been able to do it overnight.
They don't know that.
They don't.
Fuck them.
You know how fast a spider's ass is?
What about 1 million spiders?
Spider's ass is so fast.
The fastest ass in the West.
They have the dookiest of dangling.
Just an absolute dump truck.
Dangler of a dookie.
Yeah, back
Absolute
it up,
thick
dump it.
motherfuckers.
Day 11. Some nights the sound appears to be farther away, sometimes closer. But today it was very close. Whatever it is making the sound right outside their house. So they got their camera, they got out of bed, and they went outside. And then we get a picture of a dark sky and a bright light shining from sort of up in the sky.
Is it
Day
the sun?
22. No, this is night. That would be weird.
Is it the night sun?
Yeah.
The night sun.
The second
night
sun.
Day 22. They can't stop thinking about the lights. They saw the lights again in the field, but this time there were several of them. Day 31. This person walked through the fields on this day, and they found a bunch more webs. And then near the WXVC radio station, they found a giant hole.
Is it
looked like an-
Aragog? I really just fucked you up there. Didn't I?
I couldn't come up with anything.
I just
Moon's
watched
just like buffering.
shut down
It broke my brain. You found my shut-off word.
Aragog.
It's either Aragog or antiquing.
Or
one of the two.
Shelob.
It looks like an impact from something. And they looked inside the hole. And then we get a picture of a green light, a shining green light inside of a deep hole. The person says that they passed out when they looked at the light, but their camera got a recording of a weird sound. And it sounds like static and interference. And to me, it kind of sounds like when you put your cell phone next to a pair of poorly shielded speakers.
A hole, you say? Like the one
A hole.
Jimmy had problems
Mel's
with? There's a Mel's hole. Hey, Mel, can you draw me a hole?
Matt, can you draw me a picture real quick? Just to
I
give us
cannot.
a gauge on this hole here.
It looks like this.
I cannot get
People who are listening
over.
can't see this, but I'm drawing a circle.
I cannot get over the amount of people who like commented about the Mel's whole thing was like, you guys shouldn't make fun of him because he's the reason you're able to do what he wants. I'm just like, yeah, I get that.
They're not wrong, but
how
also-
funny is it that
that
he
was-
asked for a drawing of a hole?
That was very funny. It was so. I was dying.
fart smell.
All right, sorry, Matt. We had to go off on
That's fine.
an
I'm
Art
used
Bell
to it.
tangent.
Day 47. Today, this person looked in the mirror and they didn't recognize themselves. They can't taste food anymore, and sleep just makes them more tired.
Called depression.
They have COVID.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's just COVID.
Get over it.
Yeah, get over it.
Buck up,
Day
Sonny.
65. They're always watching me. Can you see it too? Then we get a picture of the night sky with a bunch of lights, which kind of just look like stars. Day 67. The cops came to their house to ask questions about the man's disappearance from earlier. And then this person says that as he entered, they knew what they had to do because their savior said so. May he rest in peace. So he just fucking kills this cop that showed up.
Hell
And
yeah,
then-
a cob.
A cab.
A cab.
Corn on the cob.
Corn on the cob.
Corn on a cob.
Corn. Can you imagine a more beautiful thing? It's calm.
The corn.
This knobs.
Day redacted. 1959.
Yep,
There
that
you
works
go.
well.
That's exactly where we needed that. This time we get a video of some old-timey music, and there's some like Slender Man papers. Like if you've ever played the Slender Man game where you go and walk around and collect all the papers, there's a bunch of papers that look like that laying on a table, and one of them says mother
Mother,
You can barely make it out.
I need
but
some
pretty sure
of-
that's what it says.
mother's milk. Mother, will someone change my diaper?
Cool. Cool story, Mike.
Get the celebratory diaper ready. Sorry, Matt.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna pre.
We
Day
all know the reference.
day.
Nailed it.
Great. Nailed
Got it in one.
Even better than the last one. Year.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to pull my shit up.
It's like, oh shit, it's close.
This is a picture of a hatchet, and there's more old-timey music playing in the background. All right, we got it this time. Day.
Redacted.
Year.
Redacted.
All right. It's a video with the noise from the hole from before, and then there's a shot of some fire. And there's some text that says, "Tonight the forest will burn." And then there's some police sirens that are going on in the background that are obviously from the middle of a city. Thought we were in the middle of a forest, but whatever. And then that's the end of that video. That's the longest, most substantive video. So I'm just kind of fly through most of the rest of them. The next one is Art Contest from 2004, which is a Max Film movie theater video / commercial. There's jazz music playing in the background. You've seen analog horror. You know what this looks like.
Man, Moot's just on a destructive path today.
I'm taming myself. There's an ad for a movie called The Green Light, which has a picture of a green shining light in the sky, and there's a tagline that says "It burns." And then we get an Access 13 Halloween special with an announcement of the top 10 winners from this year's Halloween art contest. The first one, and remember these names, is Lonely Mansion by Jennifer Smith. And it's a picture of an abandoned mansion with a black cat in front of it.
Oh.
Then we get The Skull Man, which is a dead guy in a suit. And this one's by Howard P. And then The Mysterious Fog by Mike O. What?
I'm sorry, Doug just out of instinct just had to say the Howard word, and it's a whole thing, and I don't feel like explaining it right now.
Okay, gonna keep moving. The Mysterious Fog by Mike O. is a picture of a dock on a lake, and it's really foggy, and there's a giant fucking spider.
Yep.
And then we get The Lighthouse by Thomas L. It's a lighthouse at night. And then there's some creepy dark figures standing in front of it, and they have the same 3-hole light face from earlier. And the next one is called a painting, and it's called The Awakening. And it never loads. The Man in the Cabin by Jackson Peter is the next one, and it's just a sketch of a dude with some lights behind him, and it looks like the painting The Scream. And it's pretty clearly a reference to the person who was losing their mind in the previous video. All right, so the next picture is a picture called Midnight, and it's a tall structure that kind of looks like a cell phone tower with a light on top of it. And we saw a picture of this structure earlier, I think, in Mike's video.
We sure did.
Yeah, sure did. Wowie zowie. And then the text. Oh, yeah. The next one is a painting called Every Time I Blink, Every Time I Think, Every Time I Sleep. And it's not by anybody.
Every breath you take.
There's no person underneath it.
It was here when the universe was formed.
Yeah. And it's just got a swirly circle. And it's like a very plain black and white drawing of a swirly circle. And then the second to winner is Savior by James Hutt. And it's a doodle of some green shit, which is a green shining light.
Is it a green shining light?
Yeah.
It's a green shining light. Cool.
Shining, yep.
My shiny light and me, shiny light, shiny light. You're welcome.
Beautiful.
And then we get some text that says honorable mentions, and some paintings start scrolling by really quickly. And they form a sentence that says, "There is something for you in the forest." Then we get to number 1, which is the Eventide Media Center logo. Wait, no. It's the Eventide Media Center logo with a green light in the middle of it.
Oh.
And we're not told who it's by or anything like that. It's not the Eventide Media Center logo, but it looks like it.
Yeah.
Eventide. Bless you.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Jesus.
Who's that song by, Mike?
Pearl Jam?
There you go.
There you go.
Not Blue Oyster
There you
Cult.
go.
Yes, I was gonna say the Blue Oyster Cult.
It's Pearl Coit.
Pearl
So
Cult.
proud.
Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
I just went in circles to the correct name. Wow. All right,
dumb.
Matt,
Wowie
continue.
zowie.
God damn it. Just
That's the end of that video.
thank
The
God.
next video that we've got is Surreal Broadcast Receivers, which is from 1996 slash
I
1967.
enjoyed this video. I thought this was a good one.
Recorded TV. It's a recording of a TV station, and we get a schedule. And at 5:45 a.m., we've got the Burks out. How do you even say this? Burks out.
I've been saying
Burks-
Burks out.
Burks out sounds fine to me.
I can only think of sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut, Burks out, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Green
we got the
Moose
Burks out
Wapajuice.
archives,
What?
which is what?
Guy's steak, birthday cake, large fried chocolate shake.
Oh, yes.
Number 15. The Burks Out Archives is a receiver's educational film reel. And it starts to play that film reel. It's from Water Valley University in 1967, and Section 1 tells us, what is a receiver infection? Well, it's a plant disease local to a region of Maine called the Burks Out Forest region. No evidence has ever been found that it was spread to other parts of the world. It's common in trees, and you can identify it by a structure of infection made of unknown black material. It has eyes, green eyes, and they shine.
Green
If the
shine.
infection is detected in your area, an evacuation order will be issued by the local authorities. Watch out for panic screams, unknown lights, and a green sky. Trees contract the infection by, well, we don't actually know. And there's no way to prevent it. So that's neato.
Good.
Yep. Section 4. It spreads with the veins into the tree and underground. And there's a section about how it talks about, or there's a section where it talks about how it'll spread through its little dangly tentacles into people's brains and then get into their fears, memories, and regrets. So I've got plenty of those, so I guess I'm fine.
Bye, Matt.
Yep. We find out that emotions generate specific frequencies, and apparently fear is the strongest emotion. It generates the most energy. So
But
don't be
coming
afraid.
generated the most energy.
Well, no, Monsters, Inc. told me that laughter is much more powerful than fear screams.
Oh, then
Well, you
coming
guys
screams.
fucking wrong.
Well, someone should contact Disney. They got to stop their misinformation campaign about.
Are you gonna trust Disney or the Waterfall Valley University?
Can you imagine if Disney was like, we gotta fill the cum meter?
Scholars here.
We got to fill this tank with child semen.
No! No! You're taking a step too far.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Are you here? Did you leave?
Um,
Oh, man.
fuck, where was I?
I'm so sorry.
Anyway, this thing latches onto people's fear and causes hallucinations. 99.8% of people will die, and apparently the other 0.2% will wish they had died too.
Good. I like those odds.
Yeah.
Those sound great.
So apparently those little black things in the trees are receivers that pick up on fear and they convert it to energy, and then they send it down to the shell to feed her development.
Oh.
The video gives us a glimpse of like an underground system of webs and black caverns, and they've got those same little 3 white light dots inside them. So, and then we see the little spider antennas come out from the bottom of the screen. Ominous.
Ominous.
Fucking hated every second of all of this.
Yep.
Yeah, Jason's
Yeah, this
very,
video was
very scared of spiders.
Per creepy.
Don't fucking like
All
them.
right. Next video is the Groove Cross Annual Festival, and this video is from 1989. And
I also enjoyed this one as well.
Oh.
It's just because it reminds you of Zach Baggins.
Oh my god, it does. It's me, Zach Bagans.
Yeah.
I killed myself so I can halt myself. It's me, Zach Bagans.
Oh my god.
We get like the beginning of a like Zach Baggins-esque program called Beyond the Paranormal, and they're presenting The Mysterious Hut by James Hutt. This little preview like disappears pretty quickly, and then we get a Groove Cross Community Hour, which is about the annual festival. So festival preparations are made by the priest Oliver Greenshine.
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 Yep, Greenshine. The festival date is July 30th, and the offering is being treated under the right conditions. What does that mean? Well, we're going to find out.
Jacking them off.
Beyond the Paranormal comes back in, and we get a video of a dude walking through a farm or some shit, and then there's like a bright-ass light behind him, and then his eyes turn green, and then red, and then that disappears.
I really enjoyed that bit. I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, great, Mike. That's great.
It's like, just shut up so we can get this over with.
Then we go back to the community hour, and to prepare for the festival, all the residents are required to watch 45 minutes of tape called The Guide for Connection every day until the festival starts. So when the festival starts, what you're actually supposed to do then is you're supposed to carve a symbol into your right hand, which is like a circle filled with other circles in it.
We've seen that symbol in the art gallery. That was one of the paintings.
Yeah, like that one painting from earlier.
Yeah.
Great consistency. If you're feeling if you're feeling fear, remorse, or guilt, remember, you're a survivor. You're like the river. No, you're a survivor, and you're worthy of serving him. So remember your Savior's real intentions. Salvation is almost complete, and soon everything will be gone. So we learn that James Hutt is going to be offered up to this thing, and it says that at the festival, he's going to experience true fear. And then the video ends with a memorial for all those who were offered / lost their lives in previous festivals. And we get a list of names and their pictures. We get Jennifer Smith, who was sacrificed in 1967. Howard P. in 76. Mike O. in 89. Thomas L. in 89 again. And Jackson Peter in 1959. And then there's a picture of some green dots. And then a notification that says the date of the festival has been changed to August. And that's the end of that. Then the last video in season 2 is called Silent Forest. And it is from the year 2000.
The far distant future.
Whoa. The world of tomorrow. It's a surveillance video. And we get
enjoyed
some
this
shots
video as well.
We get some surveillance video from different parts of the forest. And the first shot that we see is from Path A, and it's a video of trees with some webby egg sacs in them. And then
Don't like that combination of words. Don't fucking like that at all.
Yeah, webby egg sacs.
No. No.
And then at the end of the video, like this section of the video, we get a synopsis of things that were found in this section, which includes 2 nests, 0 servants, and 0 receivers. So the next shot is an old cabin, and it's a cabin, and there's some of them receiver boys hanging around, and apparently there's a servant in this section of the forest. And then we get Conwin Cove Lake, where there is 1 servant and 3 nests. And then we get BGP 87 Tower, which is the tower that we've seen a couple of times. And this one has 24 servants and 1 nest. And then we get a video of like a bunch of people who are just sitting in a field. And then in the forest behind them, there are a bunch of those glowing faces in the woods, just like staring at them.
Oh.
And then we get a video of that big old hole again. And it's called The Hive, or at least the caption of the video says The Hive. And it's very glowy. There's like a bunch of lights swimming around inside of it. And that is the end of Surreal Broadcast Season 2.
Woo!
Jason, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm really happy that you mentioned several things there. But where was it? Oh, right. So we're done with Season 2. We're moving right along into Season 3 of Surreal Broadcast.
Home stretch.
Yes, home stretch. So the other two seasons had 5 videos each.
Something like that, give or take. Mine, I think, was a 7.
Okay, this one's got 4.
Woo!
And that's it.
They're short, right?
Yeah, they're shorter. I think they're all under 4 minutes.
That's just how Daddy likes his analog horror.
Short.
Yeah.
Short, sweet, to the point.
I want to spend 15 minutes watching this so I don't have to think about it again. So in Season 3, we kick it off with a video titled Culture and History, and in brackets it says 1987, which I'm assuming is the date this is from. We start off and it's kind of like somebody's in a DVD menu selection, more or less. You see a bunch of different selections. Now, jumping off of what Moot just said, you're going to recognize both of these names. 2 of the selections say the murder of Officer Jackson Peter and disappearance of Jennifer Smith. So those are things that you could investigate here, but whoever's controlling this decides to select the title The Cabin Man Legend, which honestly I would too. Because yes, please. So apparently the legend of the Cabin Man was highly prevalent in the 50s and 60s.
Cabinman.
Cabbage
Saul
Man.
Cabinman.
Saul Cabinman. The Cabin Man legend was very prevalent in the 50s and 60s. And the Cabin Man is a male figure that's covered in branches, has bright green eyes. His green eyes almost kind of shine, if you catch my
the
drift.
Shining green light.
So Cabin Man. So the Cabin Man is a male figure covered in branches and has bright green eyes. He leaves his cabin each night to search for children who have gotten lost in the woods. Goes on to outline how Cabin Man sightings in the 60s kind of skyrocket, and they tell you whoever camps in a specific location in the forest will be taken by the Cabin Man. And as this happens, it zooms into Campground B in the little map they have of the Berkstout Forest and the camping areas. And then we quick cut to some footage of Camp B at about 12:03 a.m. We see different cuts inside the forest, as well as we hear the sounds of branches breaking. And then we see 3 sets of the triplicate eyes, which we know so very well at this point, which alludes that the spiders are here. And then we get a very soft green glow, and it cuts back to a black screen, some static, and it says, "If the sky turns green, hide immediately." The forest then lights up with a green glow, coming seemingly from the sky, and you hear this loud rumbling as the camera starts to shake and it starts to oversaturate. After this, we get a quick cut to a kind of a title screen that just says, it's got 6 question marks, and underneath it says 5:43 a.m. We get a bunch more B-roll of a forest and some text that says, "The connected long for salvation." We then cut to kind of around sunset, the sun's just starting to come up. There's this orange glow, and we see a person with a bunch of branches all over them, and judging by the description of what Cabin Man is, we are assuming that this is the Cabin Man.
Okay, this shot was super cool.
It really
I'll
was.
interject to say, very well done. I thought it was super nifty.
Oh
Good
yeah,
job.
I fucking loved it.
This
Yeah.
shot.
And so we see this Cabin Man with his arms up, kind of like he's either
It looks like he's kind of being puppeteered, kind of.
it does kind of look like he's being puppeteered, but it also looks like he's giving a sermon to no one with his arms up in the air, just like the praise Jesus stance.
He's doing the spirit bomb.
Oh yeah, or he's doing the spirit bomb. One of the two.
It's kind of wiggling him around. He kind of looks like Doug in that Instagram reel we posted.
Yes, yes, it does. Yeah, very much so. So we see the cabin man kind of standing back to the camera, and all of a sudden we hear whoever's holding the camera steps on a branch and like breaks it, and a sound is heard. And the cabin man turns around, and we see these very, very bright green eyes, and it quick cuts to the end of the video. That's the entirety of that video. The next one we go over is called Marine Research Report, and this was filmed in 1986. We start off by seeing a title screen that says Project Report Number 2, August 1986, Grace Coast. And I looked this up. Grace Coast is supposed to be in Maine, but there's not a whole lot of details about it. I'll go over why later, but we see some project details in the video, and it shows the location in the Grace Coast, Maine. And it goes over the members, which are Willian with an N at the end, L, project lead.
Willian?
Willian, yes, with an N at the end of the word. Yep. Robert H., researcher, and Jonas W., assistant researcher. We've heard these names before. They're fucked.
We know their outcome.
Yes, exactly. And we see project objectives pop up on the screen, and it basically says that this project is being undertaken to study marine plant and animal life in the Grace Coast and study its peculiar weather properties. Project conclusions, they go over how the Grace Coast presents a lack of marine life, and it could be linked to the local weather event known as the Opening. We've heard that before, haven't we?
I'm familiar with my Opening.
I was trying to think of something and he beat me to it.
Yeah, Matt got there
yeah,
first.
This is the weather anomaly that we've been talking about.
The hole?
Yes, the hole.
The hole.
The Opening.
Jimmy's hole.
We then get some info that says the weather has severely affected the city's population. A drastic reduction in population can be observed every 13 years since its founding in 1921. And we see a graph that basically shows like population and a huge dip every 13 years in the years of 1934, 1947, 1960, 1973, and 1986.
And the population recovery is just
It's
impressive.
insane.
People are just fucking shooting out kids.
Like 400
Like-
people die, and like the next year, there's like another 400 children. Like,
Yeah.
They just
Whoa.
gotta
Crazy.
get back on
and
track.
it's like, yeah, it's like linear growth too. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
like a population curve. It's just like,
yeah, it's like it goes
Got like-
straight down. There's a little dip, and then straight back up.
Every
Like the
13
They're
next
just
years.
year.
following China rules.
Every 13
I
years.
guess
yeah.
everyone has to have 2.3 kids.
Yeah, well, now it's below 1 because
They fucked up.
they
Yeah.
fucked themselves.
Every 13 years, they just get
Are
super
these people
horny.
cicadas?
What is this? What is this? Jeepers Creepers?
the kids are just.
Oh,
coming out of
hey,
the-
that is every 13 years.
No,
Holy-
it's every
That's
27.
27.
Oh, 27. Okay.
Which the fucking movies don't even abide by that fucking rule.
No, they don't. But I love them.
Jeepers Creepers 5. He'd be creeping.
So after this, we get another graph.
That wasn't even funny. That was a bad.
Yeah, but
pun.
Mike's spitting his fucking drink. So, so after we see this graph of the population decreases, we get another graph right next to it that shows severe weather events and when they happen. And you'll see that the weather patterns are consistent with the population reduction.
Can
Are we all
I
good?
can I get that on a movie poster? Jeepers Creepers 5, he be creeping. Can
Yes.
someone make that for me?
I feel like we should just make a bunch of ridiculous, shitty, like
like
B-string
people who win.
fucking horror movie
He
posters.
be creeping.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
I got this.
So after we see these graphs, we get another title that says recovered footage. And this recovered footage has to do with the three members, which are Willian. I'll wait. Willian Defoe. Doug, I hate that you have access to my notes. So Willian, Robert, and Jonas are the three people that we talked about earlier. They were all reported missing on August 25th, 1986, and the following is a compression of 48 hours of footage to show what happened. So the footage shows the Ugrace coast on August 25th, and the weather starts to get slowly worse and worse and worse. We cut to a shot of the interior of the research base and like a fucking 80s boombox inside the research base playing a weather advisory. You hear the EAS system beeps going off, and it talks about how a horrible fog may be present later today. And then we hear a bunch of warning horns, and the base actually begins to like shake and rumble. Cut back to outside, we see a dense fog has now kind of covered the area, and several humanoid figures with green eyes have begun to appear.
Ooh.
Several humanoid figures, and they all have green eyes.
That means at least 2.
well, there's like
Would
6.
you say there's like a green shine to
There
them?
is like a green shine coming to their face hole areas. Yeah. There's like 6 of these figures. It's not just one. So as far as I can tell, the Cabin Man legend is fucking bullshit. There's not one. There's at least 6. Probably more than that.
Well, the Cabin Man makes these others, from my understanding.
That could be it too. But how do you tell them apart?
Is he the one that's shooting all the kids out?
Every
I hope
13
so.
years.
Every
Population
13,
recovery.
yes, he's the one that's actually he is solely responsible for population recovery.
Viagra needs to get in touch with this man. Figure out what he's got going on.
So after we see these humanoid figures with green eyes kind of in the fog, we see some text that says the opening. It happens every 13 years. The passage between worlds, between our world and theirs, the connection. And then there is just a loud, bright green video clip with a swirling pattern, and it's labeled the opening. And that's where that video ends. The next one that we go over is an architecture demonstration.
I love architecture.
This person is going to demonstrate a building for you. How excited are you, Mike?
Honestly,
I've never seen an analog horror with an architect.
Never. Not once. So we start off learning a new concept. It's called elemental architecture, and we are going over some elemental architecture educational videos.
Wouldn't have guessed.
Wouldn't have guessed.
give it to me, baby.
Weird. So we mentioned the Groove Cross Clock Tower once or twice in the story here. This is basically an overview of that clock tower. So we get a brief history, and it says that it started construction in 1985, finished in 1988, and it costs between $2,000 and $3,000.
Big
Maybe a little bit more.
spenders.
But so just to give you for reference, in today's money, $2,000 to $3,000 is like $8,000 to $9,000 now.
In 1800s money?
1988.
Oh, 19. I thought you said 1880. I was like,
No.
there's no way. That
It's
would be
way,
like $1
way
million.
more than that. Yeah, no, it's in today's money from 1988 to now, which that's kind of fucked up, right? Like 40 years and like cost of things in triplicate. Are you kidding me?
Not only that, but
Like 10% of that's like the last 6 months.
Exactly.
how the heck were they able to build a clock tower for only 10 grand?
Well, it's not very big.
It's also hollow, you learn.
It is hollow.
Whoa. You don't learn that yet.
No, you learn it in like 2 minutes.
In like 30 seconds
Damn it.
in video.
Yeah, this is the video where you learn this. So you get some information. You get some construction workers of note. It doesn't really give a description of what they did or why, but the names Mike Oliver, Thomas Limer, and Wagner Hutt all pop up.
Limer.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Limer,
Go
I
ahead.
hardly
There it is. I knew it was coming.
If it wasn't Moot, it was
It
gonna
was
be
somebody
Doug.
else.
It's not Doug, me.
So then we go over the blueprints of this thing, and we get some dimensions. So this clock tower is about 110 feet tall. It's 20 feet by 20 feet dimensions wide, and we see that Mike Oliver was the one that designed the clock, and the tower body design was by Matt Williams. But we don't know who designed the remains disposal window. Also, there's a remains disposal window in a clock tower.
Every clock needs that for the minutes that have passed.
So we can get rid of them.
Yes.
That makes sense to me.
Call 1-800-REMAINS disposal window, and we can put a remains disposal window anywhere you might need a remains disposal window.
Perfect. I can't.
Is that what the $5 footlongs are made out of? They're so cheap.
It is.
Well, shit.
Never paid more than less than $5 for a foot long in my life. It's a bullshit advertisement.
That means you're eating garbage.
Where are we at here?
Remains disposal foot long.
Right. Remains disposal foot long.
How am I the one that's corralling everyone?
So after we see this remains disposal window, which is literally just like a slit cut into the bricking of this tower with some bars, almost like
So it's
like
an ass.
it's like a basement. You know those? I guess. You know those like
It's the butt of the clock tower.
you know those older movies where you see people in prison and they see like that street level window
It's
where
the
they're
prison
like
bars.
reaching up, the prison bars, and they're looking out at street level. This is that, but without people. Well, okay, without live people in it. That works.
There's a joke somewhere.
So after we see that there is a remains disposal window, we cut to a wide shot of the tower at night, and there's this huge moon, like think fucking Majora's Mask size moon.
Does it have a face?
It does not have a face,
That's bullshit.
unfortunately. And after we see this wide shot, we go to somebody who is filming on the ground, and they're kind of near the clock tower, and they're looking around in the forest, and there's this huge green flash. It almost looks like lightning, but it's green, and there's a thunder boom. And we see that this is occurring on July 15th, 1989, about 12 a.m. After this, we cut back to some more blueprints, the interior blueprints. Behind the clock, we see a bell, and below that is a lifting cable. Attached to that is what's called an offering cage. And even further down, we see a hole in the very base of the clock tower, and we see that it is called the hive mouth, and that it connects the village and the hive. It needs to be fed regularly, otherwise plague and death will infest the village. That's strange.
Not as strange as you think. There's
I mean-
giant spiders all around. A hole in the ground is not the
That's
weirdest
fair.
thing.
So after this, we cut to another shot of the outside where we see someone's hands kind of like raised up in the air, very similarly to the first, like when we saw Cabin Man, before he turned around and he gave us the death glitter with his shining green eyes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And it cuts over to the interior of the clock tower, and it's like a top-down view into what we assume is the hive entrance or the hive mouth.
Can you imagine if we all had hive mouths?
Instead
Everyone
of what?
just feeling the same thing in their mouth all the time.
Oh,
Everyone-
just every flavor all the time. Every
A
penis,
little bit of
Every penis.
a hint of
every
penis.
vagina.
Hive mouth mentality.
So after we see this hive mouth opening, we hear a lot of growling and loud banging that slowly starts to get louder and louder and louder. Then a very bright central light with like 6 or 7 smaller lights spiraling around it just appears. And it looks very similar to what those 3 dots for the spider eyes that we were talking about earlier look like, but this looks like it has way more eyes, which might lead me to believe that this is a much bigger spider. And the next thing that I have written in my notes are the words, I hate this, 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 because I fucking hated this.
Oh, it's great.
It's not. We cut back outside. The bell is going nuts. We see that it's July 19th, 1989 at 12 a.m. There's a green light just like everywhere in the sky. The moon is fucking blood red, and the tower is now surrounded by giant ass spiders.
Woo!
And then we get a green flash of lightning with a chime from the clock tower, and a massive spider about as tall as the tower shows up right behind it, and we get a quick cut to the very end of the video.
The spiders are just living their best life.
I fucking guess so.
The spider thing.
Can't hate on them.
Eating wasps and shit.
I mean, that I appreciate them for,
I
but
bet this town doesn't have a roach problem.
they shouldn't be hairy. Why are they hairy? Stop being hairy and I might like you more. But right now, no, go fuck yourself. So after this, we go to the very last video of this series. This is called Animal Bite Emergency, and this was recorded in 1981. And it says that this is by a Dr. Marcus. I almost read it, man. I almost read it. Doug is fucking with my notes hard. It is by a Dr. Marcus Fartbutt. Thanks, Doug. No, it's just by Dr. Marcus. And it is a video from the goings-on at a St. Olivia hospital that says they are receiving patients suffering from an unknown animal bite. This video is to tell you what to do if you are bitten. It says, do not enter dark areas at night. If you find large amounts of clothing scattered all over the floor, run and call the authorities. If you feel paranoid that someone is watching you, hide until the feeling goes away. And then it goes over the 4 stages of being bitten. Stage 1. 3 dark bubbles will rise from the victim's skin, causing a lot of pain. Stage 2. After a few minutes, the poison in the bubbles begins to spread. Stage 3. Flesh will begin to decay and rot while the victim is still alive. And Stage 4. Infection has replaced most organs. The body will swell and end in a, and then it just cuts. And I'm actually really upset about that because I want to know exactly what happens. You kind of you see what happens, but Doug, I'm watching this happen. I'm watching this happen currently.
I will say that that other one is not me.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to start using the drive. Not me.
So after we go over the 4 stages of infection spread, it tells you to isolate to prevent the spread to vegetation. And then we go to another title screen that says Medical Research Expedition by Dr. Marcus. And we see, I'm sorry, so sorry. Dr. Marcus Fartbutt.
Thank you.
So after we
It's Marcus Fartbutt.
God damn it! after they go over the 4 stages of infection, they did isolate. We get a medical research expedition by Dr. Marcus, and it's basically a point of view shot of. I'm not going to say it, Doug. Stop giving me the fucking face. So we get it's basically Dr. Marcus filming his expedition into the forest at night. And the first thing we see is a pile of clothes that are covered in blood. Now, didn't he literally just tell us that if we see that, we should run and call the authorities?
Yes.
Didn't he just fucking say that?
We also saw that in one of his episodes.
It's almost like he wrote these rules. Well, we see him himself filming this, sees a bunch of clothes covered in blood in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the night. He picks them up for a bit, scans them, looks at them, puts them down, and just continues to walk forward. Like, okay.
I bet this goes well.
Yeah. Oh, no, this goes fantastically. We then quick cut to another it's just the regularly scheduled programming. It's got a gradient background. It says examples of victims. Brian Baxter, 1981, and then it shows like this human rib cage that's like a part of a tree. Cut again, it says Natalie Numan, missing since December 1979. And again, we see a tree trunk, and it looks like there's like skeletal arms coming out of it this time. Jimmy Williams, February 1974. And this time, we see a skull that looks like it's a part of a tree. It's almost like melding with the trees might be a thing here. And the very last thing we see in this last shot of the skull that's almost part of a tree are some green eyes that pop open in the last like second of the video, and then it quick cuts.
But do they shine though?
They do shine.
Oh shit!
They are shiny green eyes.
Shine like a diamond.
We go back to a point of view camera of Dr. Marcus walking through the woods. We hear a bunch of noises, and he turns off the flashlight. And dear Lord, I thought I was going to wake up my entire household when I saw this, because the fucking spider eyes open up and light up the spider body, which is standing right the fuck in front of Dr. Marcus. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, I screamed like a little girl when
big
this
spider.
happened. It's fucking huge. It's like 6 feet tall. It's massive.
Reminds
And-
me of the crab spider, which is a very real giant
It
spider.
is, and it sucks. And
It's
fuck crab
9
spiders.
feet tall.
Also fuck camel spiders.
Them too.
Fuck spider crabs.
All of
crabs.
them. Just all of them can go fuck themselves. So after we see the spider's eyes light up, it quick cuts back to a static camera as the sun is coming up, and we see Dr. Marcus, who walks out in front of the camera. Or sorry, he grabs the camera. It looks like it's been laying on the floor as the sun is coming up, and it's cracked, and he pans the camera over his hands, and you see like a bunch of black blotches, which, in my opinion, alludes to the fact that he's full of infection now.
Mm-hmm.
After this, we get another quick cut to him setting the camera up on like a tripod or something, and he walks out in front of it, and he stands and starts to like seize back and forth more or less. And at the very top of the screen, we get some
He has epilepsy too.
He might. It's just a silhouette. This might just, be some dude with epilepsy or Michael J. Fox or something. Who knows?
He's got cerebral palsy.
I tried so hard to stay away from the fucking
He's got
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's,
jokes.
yeah.
Parkinson's, that's what it is.
I just couldn't on
There's
this
a
one.
big difference there.
Yep, there sure is.
So we see him kind of like to start shaking back and forth, and we get text that says, "The victim will tremble in pain as the infection consumes it from the inside." And at the very end of this, we get a cloud, like this black cloud or explosion or something that comes out of Dr. Marcus's face. Looks like they're coming from their mouth or lungs or something. And this is the very end of the video. But real quick, before the end of this one, it cuts right back with a big picture of Doug's face and then a giant poopy splats on his face.
Hell
It
yeah.
did
That's right?
Nailed it.
Nailed it in one?
Nailed it in one.
Wow.
I hate that you. I'm going to
Wow.
make my own goddamn Google Docs because this is ridiculous.
And that's the end of Surreal
that is
Broadcast.
the end
huh?
of Surreal Broadcast.
Now,
It was surreal.
it was
We
surreal.
knew ye.
There's one thing that we wanted to finish up on with, and that would be who done it?
Who did it?
So,
Who did it?
surreal,
Real or fake?
real or fake? So you're probably sitting here wondering, Doug, you said nothing tonight.
You made that Jeepers
Whenever
Creepers
it is
joke,
that you're
and
listening to it.
Fuck, Doug.
you made Dr. Marcus fart butt, and then that was it.
You made a couple jokes. You said hardly nothing. Well, here I am.
It was an important
It
contribution.
was.
So Surreal Broadcast was made by someone who goes under the Twitter handle of Black Diamond, which is currently renamed to Red Diamond.
Yep.
That's it.
That's all we have.
That's it. And he made a new
Yeah.
thing
Yeah, there's
called VHS Tales.
Their
If
Discord is in the end of the first video.
correct,
Yes.
you can find his Discord or her Discord, whoever they is. If you like this, you might like the new thing they're doing.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Oh, absolutely. Go check it out, I guess. But I mean, we don't really have a lot on this creator. This is the first venture into the analog
I'm sure
universe.
you're a great person. Please don't come after me.
To me, this seems like the equivalent of their Channel 7.
Yeah, no, I can see
A
that.
starting point.
Oh, absolutely. And this is, I mean, this
You
is,
got to dip your toes in somewhere, right?
this is a pretty basic one. I will say this one got me solely because it was spider based, and I didn't like sitting in a basement with no one awake at 2 a.m. with no lights on, watching
Spiders,
giant ass
spiders.
spiders eat people. But
Yeah, I
don't know. Some
will
people like
say we appreciate everything that, like, the analog horror and the ARG community that they do for us content wise. And everybody has to start somewhere.
yeah, absolutely. This looked like a first go at it, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
As far as what I saw, check out VHS Tales.
Yeah,
On
I
their
mean-
Twitter, you can find a link to their YouTube there. I haven't watched any of it.
Same.
So
Yeah,
I couldn't
my-
tell you anything about it, but
My big thing is with this, I see a lot of like,
Potential.
what?
Potential.
Potential, yes, but I see a lot of potential in this because the story itself about giant, spiders, weird, cabin man stuff. That all sounds cool.
A lot of the visuals are
Yeah,
great.
oh,
They're
yeah.
really well
The
done,
way of-
especially the later ones.
Yeah.
like I was
Yes.
talking
The
about
way of
with
going
the-
about it could use some touch ups here and
Yeah.
there, but all in all, fantastic ideas.
I think it just suffers from maybe not knowing what it wanted to be to begin with,
Yes.
or really having it planned out.
100%.
Very
yeah.
well. Like what's there is well done from a visual perspective.
Yes.
I'll say that.
Yeah. This
It just
to me, honestly, it seemed like somebody who had some prowess in visual editing or like
Right.
video art. decided they wanted to try their hand at analog horror, and this is kind of like their pilot run at it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean, good on you. Absolutely.
I could not make this. This is
No, I couldn't either.
Leagues above anything I could ever imagine coming up with.
And my biggest point of props to this creator is it seems like you've learned from certain things as you went through like seasons 1 through 3. Yes. So there is one more season coming out. Hopefully that ties some of the more story elements together, because like I'm a sucker for plot. Like
so
the
I will
plot's my
say
whole
this: don't hold your breath on another season.
Yeah, don't do it, because that happened a year ago.
If you look through this person's Twitter, it's very apparent that they were very burnt out and very over this project during the very, very finale of this series.
Okay.
Which in turn they decided they were going to make a new project. So I have a feeling that because
tapes.
the newest VHS tapes just came out not too long ago, actually,
Yeah.
that we probably won't be getting more of this for a long time, I have to assume.
Okay.
So if this doesn't ever pick back up, don't
Don't be surprised.
don't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does have a season, like a finale season trailer that is on the YouTube channel. You can go and watch if you'd like. It alludes to some closure at the very least, I guess.
You know what gives me closure is if people go to patreon.com/deludipod.
That's how Mike finishes
You
at
go
night.
to deludipod.com. You can find all our links to everything on there, as well as on our Linktree at linktree.com/deludipod.
This
You
is
can
what
find
Larry
our-
heard when she conceived. It was just
You can find
This is the first thing your child is going to hear.
right after I completed, I was like, "Thanks, Lori." You can find me
This orgasm brought to you by...
thanks to our
Magic
sponsors.
Oh no! This orgasm brought to you by League of Legends.
Oh, God. Raid Shadow
Raid
Legends.
Shadow
Great show.
You can find us at on YouTube at youtube.com/@deludipod. We have a handle. Is busting over there. Go check it out. Buymeacoffee.com/deludipod. But let's be real, it's gonna be booze. You can find our merch site. That is also on our website, deludipod.com or deludi.com. You can email us at deludipod@gmail.com. You can send us a text message or a voicemail to our Google phone number. That is 630-909-9366. If you send us a text, we respond. If you send us a voicemail, we'll play it on the show. Also review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, please and thank you. That goes a long way. We're over the 400 mark now. We did it. We're over 400. So Victorian era garb
Oh, yeah.
photos are
When is that
coming.
happening?
We got to figure it out. We got to get
Considering
those.
I
buy
just
another-
learned about
I'd
this.
rather
Well,
just
yeah, where
buy
are you gonna
another
find
black market box.
I will figure it out. But once again,
web box.
once
Yeah.
again, that is 630-909-9366. I also want to give a shout out to friends of the show over at Ghoulish Mortals in St.
Yes.
Charles, Illinois. Go take a look at them if you like all things horror
If you
and
like
creepy.
Lovecraftian stuff, if you like creepy
Yep.
stuff, you like horror movie stuff.
They are
like-
not a
yeah.
sponsor,
They got
but
everything.
they are a fantastic shop. If you go there, it is Ghoulish Mortals in St. Charles, Illinois. Go there and mention that Deludi sent you. It'll put a smile on their face. 630-909-9366.
Redacted.
I thought you were gonna use the fucking spoons.
Oh, that there's some-
630-909-9366. You could have used the spoons. You had your chance. Go ahead.
Good
you
job,
distracted
Doug.
me, Doug.
Yeah.
And then find
fucked it
your
up.
inner tooth.
What?
Pull it out your butt. Drop it down a hole, and you'll have a tooth spider that comes out.
A spoot spider.
I have so many questions.
Jason, what do you have to say to the people, the
I'm gonna
beautiful
go
people,
last.
Badoo-doo? Doug, what do you have to say to the people, the beautiful people, Badoo-doo?
Just beat your meat.
Just start beating off right now.
That's it. That's it. That's
Immediately.
all I have to say.
Matt?
It's healthy for you. You know.
As always, continue existing. You're important. To be kind to yourself, be kind to other people, be kind to Red Diamond. And I probably said some things in here that if you've listened to this, you'd maybe upset you. And if you're still listening to this, which you probably aren't, Doug did a good job of covering for me. like I said, keep doing you. You know what?
We are people with
I'm gonna
opinions.
Stop digging myself deeper.
We are
Yeah.
people with
And-
opinions, and we are entitled to our own. You will also have your own. Just
My opinion is an asshole, Jason.
I simply have, honestly, I'll say stay paranoid, but honestly, I would like to leave us with a pretty important question. You guys want to hear it?
I think I know what it is.
How many spoons did you stick in your ass?
Oh damn! I thought because of the
Spider
topic-
has puss
The
puss.
spider has puss puss. Yeah.
Spider have
Oh my god, that would have been so much better.
Jesus.
So much better. I mean, ponder that, I guess.
You can say it now, and we can just.
No, this
Does-
is over. No,
does
we're out. It's
Space
gone.
Spider
It's gone.
have puss
Nope,
puss?
it's gone. It's
Does,
gone.
does spider have puss puss?
Goodbye.
Puss puss.
It's Dr. Bitches. I'm pretty sick. Just got done watching you guys and your faces record because it's recording night. And I took some medicine. And normally under the influence of certain medicines, I sometimes also eat White Castle. So I got White Castle and they have words on the box. So like, they have paragraphs, like stories that are trying to gaslight people into believing that just being addicted to White Castle is okay. Like the story is about a doctor. He's such a devoted White Castle fan that he's visited every single New York location and famously, apparently, was almost late to deliver the eulogy at his dad's funeral because on his way to the service, he couldn't resist the crave and stopped for a 10-sack of sliders, and then they give his full name and where they live. I'm very bothered by this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm upset. That's all I got.
Don't look under the internet.